Hello creative minds, welcome back to Style by Marvellgreg, and today I'll be teaching you how to sew a simple yet classy blouse with a slit in front and beautiful bell sleeve. Now this blouse is perfect for elevating your wardrobe, and you can dress it up for formal outings or style it casually for a chic everyday look. So it was inspired by the red one here on the right. So whether you're a beginner or an advanced sewist, you find this project fun and easy to follow, as I'll be taking you step by step. Don't forget to like, comment and share. Let's get right into it, guys. So we're drafting on our pattern piece first. So I've gone ahead to label all our important lines: the chest line, the bust point, the underbust and the waistline. So from the waistline I went down by 10 inches for my top length. So you can do lesser or you can do more, but I just feel the length of this top actually brought out the beauty of it. So I just went down by 10 inches for my waistline for the length. So I have about total of 28 inches for the full length of this top. So at my bust point I went ahead to mark my nipple to nipple measurements. Then from my top length I went up by 4 inches, and from that 4 inches I marked my nipple to nipple measurement, and I connected with a straight line just like I'm doing here. Then for my dart intake I'm going to be doing 1 inch on both sides. So at my waistline I went out by 1 inches. Then for my bust point I came down by 1 inches. Then I'm going to be connecting it all the way to my waistline, that is the 1 inches at the center front and the side front, and I will connect it down to that 4 inches I came up by, just like I'm doing here in this video. Then the next step now is to mark my neckline. I'm doing 3.5 by 3.5 for my neckline, and I'm just going to be connecting it just like I'm doing here. Remember, the neck line has a slit. We'll work on that much later as we progress in this tutorial video. So the next step now is to go ahead and impute my basic measurements, which I'm doing right now. I will mark at my bust point, I mark my round bust divided by 4. At my under bust I'm going to be taking out ½ inches from my under bust to be able to snatch it. So for instance, if my round under bust divided by 4 is 8 inches, I'll be marking 7.5 inches at my under bust. Then I'll replace my dart intake. I'll do same for my waistline. My waistline I did not snatch anything, so I just did my round waist divided by 4 and I replaced my dart. So at my top length, what I marked there is my round hip divided by 4, and I marked it there just like I did. So I'm just going to be connecting all my lines just like I'm doing here in this video. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and connect all my lines just like I did here. So I'm just going to highlight it with my marker so that you can see clearly what we've done so far. So I'm also going to be including a bust dart just to give the bust area that fitting, but I'm going to be closing the bust dart. I will not be sewing it in. I'll just show you how to go about that. So the difference between the front and the back, I have about 1 inches. So first of all, for the slit in front, I'm just going to be doing I'm going to be stopping at my chest line, although when I was stitching on my fabric I added extra 1 inches from my chest line. So you can do your chest line if you don't want your bust area to be so visible. Then you observe that there's a slit in front. So what I did is, for my waistline I'm going to go down by 2 inches. Then at my top length area I did 1.5 inches, and I'm going to be connecting it all the way to that point just like I'm doing here. Then to give this top a curvy look, I'm going to mark 3 inches at the side. Then I'm going to slant it all the way to meet that point like so. So I'll just go ahead and highlight with my marker so you can see clearly what we've done. So for my bust dart, the difference between the front and the back is 1 inches. So I'm going to be including 1 inches at that point for my bust dart. But like I said, I'm going to be closing the bust dart as I cut out this pattern before cutting on my fabric. We'll just be making use of the waistline dart. So I'll go ahead and label appropriately, and we'll go ahead and begin drafting and cutting it first before we draft for our back piece. So just pay attention to to how I'm cutting it. I'm going to be including all my stitching allowance on my fabric. So at the shoulder, I went ahead to cut out 1/2 inches for my allowance to join my shoulders. So I'm just going to close it appropriately. So when I close it, I realized that there was a little bit of excess, so I'll ensure I impute that when cutting on my fabric. So for my back piece, I've gone ahead to mark out my zipper allowance and included all our basic lines, just like I've done my bust area, waistline and top length. Remember that this back will not be as long as the front. It's going to be just 27 inches. So for the neckline for the back, I did 3.5 by 1.5 inches and I connected it like I'm doing here. Then for my dart intake, what I did is at my waistline, I got my nipple to nipple measurements for my bust points all the way to my top length. So my top length, I went up by 4 inches just like we did for the front piece, and I marked my nipple to nipple measurement and I connected with a straight line. So for my bust point, I went down by 1.5 inches. Then for my dart intake, I'll be doing 0.7 inches on both sides. Then I'll connect just like the way we connected for the front piece, like I'm doing here. Remember that the total length of our back piece is 27 inches while the front piece is 28 inches. That's the difference for mine. Yours might be slightly different. So I'll replace my bust, my waist, and the dart I took at my waistline after imputing my round circumference measurement. I'm taking all these measurements after my zipper allowance. Take note of that, please. So I'm just going to be connecting all my lines just like I'm doing here. Then I'm also going to be showing you how another method to take out your zipper budge from a straight top like this. I did it before when I was making a gown, but I didn't really show you how you can do it on your pattern. So at the side part, I went up by 3 inches just like we did for the front pattern, and I'm connecting it all the way to my top length just like so. So I'll just highlight everything with my marker so you can see what we've done so far. So at my shoulder, I'm just going to go up by about 0.5 inches, which will serve as my joining allowance for the shoulder. So next, now at the waist point, at the waistline, I will just extend that straight line all the way to my zipper point, and I'll mark about 0.5 inches on both sides, just like I'm doing here. I'll mark 0.5 inches on one end and 0.5 inches, and I'll just connect all the way to the other side just like I'm doing. I'll just mark it in a slanted form, not so much to the end of my side back. So I'll just go ahead and open it up because I'm going to be closing this part. This is just to help take out to just give that back a very smooth finishing by the time you include your zipper allowance. By the time you include your zipper, so I'll just go ahead and close it up. Then I'll use my tape to just tape it down because I'm still going to be taking another 0.5 inches from that point. So I'll just go ahead and tape it appropriately, neatly, just the way I'm doing here. So at the end of that zipper, I marked 0.5 inches. So that 0.5 inches, I'll slant it all the way to the top in a slanted form, and I'll also slant it again to the back. So if you use this method for your dress, you will see that it gives a very beautiful outcome. So I'll just highlight everything that I've done so that you can see clearly what we've done so far and how yours should look like. So after doing this, the next step is to just go ahead and cut out, and I'll just go ahead and cut on my fabric, and I'll also go ahead and cut on my lining. So you can decide to use whatever fabric you want for this top. I'm going to be using an African print for this. I'm also going to be using a cloth stay. So I'll be including a cloth stay on the fabric, just on the main fabric. I won't be including the cloth stay on the lining. I will go ahead and just label this my pattern appropriately, because I'll be using this pattern for another dress. So I'll just go ahead and cut out just the way I'm doing, and I'll cut out on my fabric, and after cutting on my fabric I will include my stay and we'll begin joining our dress. So after including, I included about 2 inches for my side. So now I'm going to just go ahead and transfer my dart to my fabric. So what I'm going to do is to just label using my ruler and my pencil. I'll just label this appropriately so that I'll just transfer this my dart to my fabric, because I'm going to be sewing that dart. Remember we covered our bust dart, so I'm just pay attention to how I'm transferring the dart. You can use any method you want to use. So I'll just go ahead and mark the 1 inch on both sides, and I'll go ahead and connect just like I'm doing. I will ensure that it's appropriately on that point. So I'll do this for both my front piece and my back piece, and I'll also do the same for my lining as well. After doing this, I'll just use my pin to pin it down, then I'll transfer again to the other side. So I'll just mark it just like I'm doing. So just try as much as you can to just do this properly so that your dress will come out looking very beautiful. So I'll extend this again to the other side of the front, and I'll do the same for the lining piece as well. And after I've done this, I'll go ahead and just close up all my darts that I took out. I'll go ahead and close all the darts for both my lining and also the main fabric, and I'll do this for both the back piece and the front piece as well. So I've transferred all my darts. So the next step now, you can just go ahead and use your pattern paper to also cross check. Then like I told you, for my chest line I went an extra 1 inches for that slit in front. So I've also transferred to my lining just like I said I would. And next step now is to go ahead and close all my darts for both lining and fabric. So after doing this, I went ahead to just give it a notch. I notched it so that it will lap very well, and I'm going to go ahead and iron it. So I did this for both the back piece and also the front piece as well. And now we are going to begin joining the back piece first before we work on our front piece. So for the back piece, what I did is I'm just going to mark where my zipper is going to stop. I'll just mark it, and after marking it I'll go ahead and close it. So I'll go ahead and include my zipper on this dress first, then I'll use my lining to turn it over. So after doing that, this is what it looks like. I'll go ahead and notch all the curvy edges. At the shoulder point, I also went ahead to join the shoulder. You can see how neat it's looking. I joined the shoulder and I included a gum stay so that it will enable my shoulder to really lap well by the time I'm ironing. So this is what the back looks like. So I'll just go ahead, and also because I want all my sewing to be inside, I'm going to also go ahead and use my lining to close up. So my lining is ½ inch shorter than my main fabric because I want it to give it that beautiful effect. So I'll just turn it like this, and I'll go ahead and close up the down part of this dress and give it a good press. So next now is to go ahead and work on our front piece, and the first step is to go ahead and stitch our neckline up to that point that I've marked for the front slit. Then I'll close up this slit at the center, the down part slit. Then I'll also go ahead and close up the hemline as well. So this is what it looks like by the time I was done. So I'm just going to notch that area that's that area that the front neckline stopped. I'll notch my neckline as well. I'll also notch this points as well where I close. Then the down part as well, I stitch it, I'll notch it. So you have to notch that part because I'm going to show you why we are notching it at this point, because it will help you when closing it up. So I'll just go ahead and open our top. You can see how beautiful it's looking like. I'll do the same for the other side, and I'll go ahead and give it a good press. So I'll go ahead and also notch all the side of the front as well. Notch to where I stopped from the slit, notch where I stopped at the neckline. I'll also go ahead and notch the slits in front, that is the neckline extension for the front as well. Then I'll notch the down part as well. Like I said, I included gum stay on the neckline and the side so that when I'm ironing, everything will lap very neatly. So I'll turn this over and I'll go ahead and give it a good press before we come, and I'll show you the next step. So after ironing, I'm going to go ahead and close my shoulders. So for the shoulder, I'm going to join it together, fabric with fabric, then lining to lining, just like I'm doing here. Then I'll go ahead and close it up. I'll do the same for the other side as well. Then I'll come and show you before I close up my top. So this is what it looks like. I've gone ahead to stitch the shoulders. You can see how beautiful it's looking. So next now is to go ahead and close it up. Now you see why I said you should notch that part, because it's going to open up for you about 0.5 inches. So just go ahead and close up that 0.5 inches very neatly. Then open press, like open it and press it down just like I've done here, and you see how beautiful it's looking. I've also gone ahead to close the sides of my top. So the next step now is to go ahead and attach my sleeve to it. So for my sleeve, I have about 23 inches long, so I folded it into two like so. Then I fold it again into another two. Then what I have here is about total of 23 inches, which works perfectly fine for me. Then at the side, I went down by 4 inches. I marked 4 inches like so. I'm using a free hand for this bell sleeve, and I'm going to be connecting it with a curve all the way, just like I'm doing. Then I'll come down, I'll measure like my elbow. I'll measure about 11 inches. Then at that point, I'm going to be marking 9 inches. Then I'll measure the upper part to be sure that what I have at my round armhole is exactly what I have there. So I have about 21 inches, so I'll just have an extra 1 inches for joining. Then at the hemline, I went ahead to mark 11 inches and I connected all the way. Then I went up again by 1 inches and I marked it. That 1 inches, I'll curve it all the way to the other side. This is to give your bell sleeve a round shape at the down part so that it will not have that sharp edge. So this is basically what it looks like. You can see how easy it is. I have a tutorial video on how to make a bell sleeve using pattern paper. If you like to go ahead and watch that so you can understand better. So after doing this, I'll just go ahead and take out about 0.5 inches for the front part of my armhole. Then I'll go ahead and close up my sleeve and attach to my top. I'll close the down part and the side and attach to my top. So I paired this top with a mini short skirt, a midi skirt, so you can go ahead make any skirt of your choice. I'll include a link on the description box on how you can make a very beautiful skirt, and I'll also include it in the comment section as well. Thank you for watching. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.